Welcome viewers, London, September 12, Reuters, there will be a moment of public reflection on September 18. Nanoseconds of silence, Prime Minister spokeswoman Liz Truss said Monday after Queen Elizabeth's death. Last week. This video will explain everything. However, before continuing, if you are new to my channel, please take a moment to press the red subscription button below and turn on the notification bell to receive the latest information for the day. The second silence continues at 8 p.m., 1900 hours GMT, on Sunday, ahead of the late Queen's funeral on Monday. 13 dozens of staff at Clarence's house are being told to cut staff as Prince Charles and the Queen consort moved to Buckingham Palace after Queen Elizabeth's death, The Guardian found out. About 100 workers from former royal chartered families, including those who worked there for decades, could lose their jobs as they work at the clock to facilitate their ascension to the throne. Many staff speculated that they would be included in the King's new management, saying they did not know what would happen until they received a letter from Sir Clive Alderton, the King's Chief of Staff. Everyone is completely insane, including the base personnel and the old man platoon, the source said. The King's personal registrar added that some staff members who provide direct, immediate and exceptional support and advice to Charles and Camille will remain in their posts. It is understood that no final opinion has been adopted as the discussion period, which begins after the state funeral on Monday, must first end. A Clarence House spokesperson said, following their accession last week, the activities of the former Prince of Wales and Duchess of Cornwall have been suspended and a deliberation process has begun as required by law. Our employees have been long and dedicated, and although some layoffs will be required, we are working urgently to find irreplaceable positions for as many employees as possible. It is yet to be confirmed whether the King and his Queen will be staying at Buckingham Palace. Currently, only the corridors of Buckingham Palace are habitable, undergoing the major renovations expected until recently. Rumor has it that the King, who is said not to be particularly fond of the palace, has decided to remain in his London home and not to serve authorized purposes such as receptions, services, baptisms and dinners. I plan to use the palace for next to Clarence House. No further information regarding his possible living conditions has been received recently. According to previous Clarence House periodic surveys, the King employed 101 full-time employees. The private registration department employs 31 people, including line and assistant private registrations, prospecting crews, officers and stables. The same number work in the cash department and 12 work in the shipping department. It employs 28 people, including 4 cooks, 5 house managers, 3 attendants and dressers, and several butlers. The Queen employs her 491 full-time staff, according to the latest Freelance Rights report. Questions also arise as to whether the King will retain the weekend use of Windsor Castle and Sandringham House in Norfolk, which the late Queen visited over Christmas. The King and Queen her consort also has homes at Balmoral Manor Barkle, Highgrove in Gloucestershire and Wynivernmod, a cabin in Wales. The new Prince and Princess of Wales recently moved to Windsor and into Adelaide Cottage while maintaining an apartment at Kensington Palace for approved purposes. When the Queen Mother failed, the Duke of York accepted the Royal Box of Windsor. Some of the 83-member staff moved to other royal houses, while others were laid off. Officials from Russia, Belarus, and Myanmar have not been invited to attend the Queen's funeral on Monday, while Iran can only pay respects at an ambassadorial level. A host of world leaders from US President Joe Biden and First Lady Jill Biden to the Prime Ministers of Canada, Australia and New Zealand have all confirmed attendance for the event, likely to be one of Britain's largest diplomatic gatherings in years. Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov announced on Friday that Russian President Vladimir Putin will not attend the funeral. What is your take on this matter? Please inform us in the remarks and be aware to subscribe as well. Thanks for